The effects of modern culture on autism. Autism spectrum disorders are a group of developmental conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication, as well as by unique strengths and differences. Spectrum disorders means that each person is affected in different ways. There are many types of autism disorders caused by different combinations of genetic and environmental influences. Autism can impact a person's functioning at different levels from very mild to severe. They may communicate, interact, behave, and learn in ways that are different from most people. The thinking and learning abilities of people with autism can vary from gifted to severely challenged. Though most people with autism share similar symptoms, there are differences in when the symptoms start, how severe they are, and the exact nature of the symptoms. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the Autism and Developmental Disabilities Monitoring Network, approximately 1 in 68 children born in the United States are diagnosed with a form of autism. With the rising number of diagnosed cases, some are suggesting that there is either an epidemic or children are being misdiagnosed. The rise in the number of children diagnosed with autism may be because we're better able to diagnose a condition and electronically track these cases nationwide. Electronic health records allow doctors and parents to keep better records of a child's milestones, and they can readily recognize if they are not meeting the traditional developmental goals. There is also a greater willingness of parents to accept that their child has autism due to high-profile individuals that has brought attention to this disorder. Many celebrities have taken to the airways, red carpets, and social media to raise awareness and funds for continued research, early diagnosis, and treatment of autism. Celebrities partner with organizations like Autism Speaks, who last year raised over $100 million to fund research, grants, programs, and other outreach services for children with autism and their families. For years, Autism Speaks has been actively involved in the development of applications that improve the quality of life for those with autism and their families. They recently launched an Autism Speaks app and search engine to make the latest information and discoveries readily available to all. Because families whose children are diagnosed with autism now have access to information via the internet, social media, television, or their cell phones, they now understand that this diagnosis does not mean that their child will be institutionalized and subjected to unnecessary forms of painful treatment. In the 1940s, autism was considered a form of schizophrenia that was treated with electric shock treatment. It was believed that this would reset their brain waves and cure them. If this treatment was unsuccessful, a frontal lobotomy was recommended. The prefrontal lobe of the brain would be removed, therefore eradicating the diseased part of the brain. Upon completion of these treatments, most patients spent the remainder of their lives in mental facilities. The MRI is widely recognized as one of the greatest medical breakthroughs of the 20th century and has saved and enhanced countless lives. The MRI scanner uses magnetism and radio waves to produce clear pictures of the human anatomy. When comparing the MRI of a normal functioning brain to that of a person with autism, the activity levels are significantly higher. Brain scans help us to understand that the brain of a person with autism reacts differently to sound, images, touch, smell, and even taste. Some children with autism have difficulty focusing due to their heightened sense of hearing and their inability to tune out ambient noise. Imagine trying to take a test but you can't focus because you hear your neighbor clicking a pen, you hear the air conditioner cycling on and off, birds chirping outside, and even other students walking in the hallway. One study suggests that the brains of children with autism generate more information when at rest than do the brains of other children. The researchers say that this excess production of information may explain the withdrawal into an inner world seen in many individuals with autism. No two children with autism are exactly alike. Therefore, there is no one treatment for this disorder. Instead, each child is treated according to their specific needs. Through advances in technology, we have been able to better meet the needs of each child in the classroom and at home. Electronic assistive devices allow nonverbal children with autism to communicate their needs and wants. Tablets and cell phones with touch screens help them to learn to read and write, or even enjoy their favorite shows and video games. The modern film industry has shed a light on the world of autism. Movies like Rain Man and What's Eating Gilbert Grape has helped us understand the daily challenges of children and families with autism. Autism the Musical was put together by the Angel Sense community to inspire, inform, and remind families with children with autism that times may be tough, but they're not alone. Their hope is that these films will give us more insight into autism and what it means for their child. With enough empathy and understanding, one can only hope that more kids with autism will find their place in society. Technology, modern film, and our culture today has allowed us to better understand autism, how it affects each individual child, and how better to educate that child and improve their quality of life.